Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining my channel, RP Guru Tech Talk. This is Renu Prasad. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to watch more fun videos and also get updated when new videos are uploaded in my channel. Thank you so much. In today's video, I'm focusing on how a Java programmer would enhance their skills by using ChatGPT to help with Java learning. So to save time, I've actually created the questions, prepared the questions beforehand. So I've created all these questions here. So I'm going to start with the first one, where I'm asking ChatGPT to create a program for a beginner which takes two values and does all the various math calculations. So I've asked for it. It's going to start building. If you see it's a little slow, it's not because that it cannot do it. It's not really thinking. It's actually being overloaded these days. A lot of people are using ChatGPT. So now it started building the code. So it's building a very basic program. And once it builds that program, it's also going to share a description of what the program it built. And all these programs which I'm creating today, I've already tested them. So it works as documented by ChatGPT. After it creates the Java program for you, it also gives the description. And whatever it says in the description, the code works the same way, which is amazing to me. So it tells me all the details of what the program is doing. So it's ready. This basic program is ready. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the next question. I'm saying convert each calculation into methods. So instead of doing everything in main, I want these calculations to be in separate methods. So it's rebuilding the code it just built with making methods for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then it calls those methods from the main program. So you can see it's also, if you see, it's calling the methods in the program. It's building the code for each method, which is, it's mind-boggling to me. So it's amazing. So after it builds this methods and the program, it also gives you the details of what this version of the program is and how many methods it created. So this is how it built the code based on my question. Now I'm going to ask my third question. I'm going to say, instead of doing everything in main, one object, I want a separate object called calculator. And then we have a main program using the information from the calculator class to do the same things which the previous basic programs did. So now what it's doing is actually it's building a calculator class, and then once it is done, it'll build the main class to actually use this information. So and it's also explaining what the calculator class consists of and what it does. So here's the main class. It's creating this class. One caveat I would suggest is when you have some things like this you need to build for yourself, don't try to just blindly copy this code and get into a plagiarism issue. Try to build your own. Use this as information for your learning and Java programming. So here it's there. So I can actually copy this. I've actually copied this code and ran it in my IDE. It works perfectly. So now my next question is, I'm saying modify this to accept the numbers as fractions, and then report the calculation as an improper fraction or a mixed fraction. So it's rebuilding this code now, and it's going to start building the stuff in fractions mode. So I had to reload the page because it kind of crashed because it's being overloaded. So I just reloaded the page to ask the question again. So it's doing the calculation now. I mean, creating the code for the fractions, the same addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's going to use fractions now to accept it. And also, if you see, it is a little, I mean, if you really wanted to build your own, this might be a little off uh, from what you wanted to do. It's actually using a big decimal object. Probably you wanted to build your own object for that rather than using an existing Java object, right? So if you see, it's explaining what it did, and also it also talks about the big decimal object which it just imported. So, and it also says the fractions is something which is not available as in the library. So Python has it, but Java doesn't have it. So it's using big decimal object for this program. So the next question I'm going to ask it is, and so this program is ready. So I'm saying, for this program, please create some test cases for me to test this program. So it's almost like doing a quality assurance setup as tests. So it's saying, it's giving me different values to enter and what is the expected output. So it's almost doing a QA engineer's job. So you can imagine what is the impact to QA entry-level jobs moving forward. This is just the beginning of ChatGPT. You can imagine as its database grows and as the questions you ask, it starts learning more about it. You can imagine the amount of information you could get from this. So now I've created, it created the happy path test cases. Now I'm asking, can you give me some negative test cases? And it also explains what these negative test cases are supposed to do. So it's asking to enter some values which kind of breaks the program. So it's giving the different test cases where it's going to break the program. And it also says what is the goal of negative cases. And it also, and the next question I'm going to ask is, I'm going to ask for a new program where I'm saying, create a program which creates multiple classes called school, class, teachers, students, and also the main code to run that program. So there you go. I mean, it starts right away building the code. It's a little slow today, not because that it's not able to build the code, it's because there's overload of users on this. So there you go. So it's created a class for school. It's created a class for class, which is a classroom. Next, it's going to create a class for teacher. And then there you go. So it starts creating all the classes I've requested for. As you see, your questions should be more specific on what you need, and the answers will be as perfect as possible. So your questions matter. So if you ask a very generic question, ChatGPT may not understand what you're looking for and may not generate what you want. So the goal is you need to be very clear in your questions, and you will get amazing results. See, it's even written the main program, and it's going to crash now again. It runs the program for the first example, but after that, it's explaining what the program is. And after that, it's going to run the test program, but it crashes because of overload. So if you see the first example, it's printed out. So I need to reload the page now because it crashed. So let's wait for the reload. So I'm asking, the next question I'm going to ask is, I had written this sample code for a square root calculation. And I'm going to ask the ask ChatGPT to look at this code. So when I paste the code, it automatically starts explaining what the code is about. So it's actually deciphering what the code is about and gives me the information about the code. I'm going to ask the next question after this. So it's already explained what the code is doing. And my next question would be, can you suggest any improvements to this? So it's going to review the code which I just built and see how to improve it. So it gives amazing improvement steps, which is again, I said, as I keep saying, it's mind-boggling. After this, my next question would be, if it knows so much, can you tell me, can you rewrite the code for me, um, for which is more sophisticated than what I wrote? So I'm going to ask that question after it completes all the suggestions. And in fact, um, it tells me when I do that, it not only rewrites my code, but also um, uses the comments I have in that code, which I just asked it to review. So it starts building the code again based on the improvements it suggested. And after it writes the code, it also tells me what are the changes it made, um, like what I had in my code and what would be better to use and stuff like that. So I've just scratched the surface of how to use ChatGPT for Java programming and to learn quality assurance using it. I hope you can try other things and try more sophisticated stuff to get your stuff done. And it's an amazing tool to use and learn from. So I hope this video you like this video. So talk to you soon again with my next video. Thank you.